And I went in about 1:30 in the afternoon, and by that evening at 6, I felt like I was getting the flu. Ended up with a fever of about 104 and an all-over body rash.
After undergoing the first of 12 rounds of chemotherapy for colon cancer, 44-year-old Wendy Andrews realized she had a rare and terrifying reaction to her medication. She says continuing with her chemo meant running the risk of cardiac arrest. That's when her doctor pulled the plug on the treatment.
He said, I'm no longer comfortable giving you this medication. Unfortunately, with what I have, there was only one other drug option.
Wendy thought switching chemo drugs would be straightforward until she learned the new drug wouldn't be covered by OHIP. While Wendy can no longer take her recommended chemo, she does have to take a drug called raltetrexit. This form she printed off from Cancer Care Ontario. Problem is, she doesn't meet the criteria. One, she has to have an allergic reaction, which she does, but the second is her cancer has to spread.
It's not like I'm asking for some kind of exceptional medication that's out there. This is literally my only alternative. I didn't choose to have an allergy.
Wendy says she tried to get answers.
So there's all the phone numbers. I called it all.
Calling OHIP, Health Canada, even the Ministry of Health. Wendy wants exceptions to be made so cancer patients like herself can get the care they need before it's too late.
Why is it not covered, and how do you go about changing these gaps?
The Ontario Ministry of Health says currently there is only one Health Canada approved indication for Tomudex, also known as raltetrexit, which is for the treatment of advanced colorectal cancer. It also goes on to say a manufacturer's submission must be reviewed before a drug is publicly covered in Ontario. So far, the manufacturer of this drug has not requested a change to the current funding criteria.
Access program.
And that leaves Wendy paying $1,100 out of pocket for each round of treatment. She'll need at least 7 more. Despite her battles, Wendy remains hopeful. She's also been blogging about her struggles and hopes sharing her story will help others who are even more vulnerable fighting the same disease.
What happens to the seniors without benefits? What happens to, the single mom who can't afford it? How do you just walk away from that?
Wendy says she's actually going to use the donations that are being raised on her website to help others who need the funds more than herself. And you can find that link to her page up on our website, citynews.ca.